Thank you very much, Daniele. And yeah, we're so grateful to be here speaking with you all today. Again, my name is Taylor Cass Talbott, and I'm a part of our advocacy team for the International Alliance of Waste Pickers. There we go. Okay, this is fine. All right. The International Alliance of Waste Pickers is a global union of waste pickers representing more than 460,000 workers across 34 different countries. Many people think of waste pickers simply as waste managers of products and packaging at their end of life, but I hope that by now in this treaty process, most of us in this room understand that waste pickers also play a major role in the prevention of pollution through collection, recycling, reuse, and repair of materials. Waste pickers are really central to the circular economy, though they rarely get recognized as such. Waste pickers provide these types of services, circular economy services and collection, recycling, etc., for society at large, but they oftentimes go back home to their communities where they lack basic sanitation and waste collection services at home. So this is the great irony, right? And one of the major reasons that we're here negotiating this treaty, I believe. More than half of the world's population lacks waste collection services, and we see this as a violation of the human right to a clean, healthy, and sustainable environment. This is a grave environmental injustice, and again, really why I think a lot of us are here negotiating this treaty, that we want to see better human outcomes for our material management systems. A lot of this has to do with the fact that there's just so much material out there that has no value, but it also has to do with sometimes this fact that people don't always have access to the collection of materials or the commercialization of those materials. Furthermore, when we think about the policy and investment responses to plastic pollution, things like extended producer responsibility, waste management policies, and other policies that may be promulgated through the Plastics Treaty, these have positive environmental outcomes in most cases, but they frequently also displace waste pickers and other existing actors in the system, such as, for example, the closure of dump sites or the implementation of doorstep recyclables collection by different actors. It can displace existing workers, and it can create powerful competition for those existing actors in the system. So we take these issues very seriously, and we've spent a lot of time working on issues of extended producer responsibility, and we can share more. We have case studies as well as an official position on extended producer responsibility for this very reason. This is something that we're increasingly seeing at the global scale as well, right? As more policies and investments are flowing into this industry with sometimes very little strategy as to what the human impacts of those investments will be. And to me, that's a grave mistake. This is why at the International Alliance of Waste Pickers, we demand what's called a just transition for workers impacted by the shift towards a greener economy, so that we can ensure that livelihoods not be destroyed and that nobody be left behind in these processes. This is particularly important for those who are at high risk of displacement, like waste pickers and other workers in informal and cooperative settings, as we read in the treaty text. So many of the organizations affiliated with the International Alliance of Waste Pickers are already attempting or securing, in some cases, a just transition for their members. In things like doorstep waste collection, and that includes even in informal settlements where it can be very difficult to get contracts for that kind of work, in composting, in the management of materials and sorting and processing centers, so management of their own centers, in the repair services, in the collection and sale of secondhand goods, as well as in the provision of zero waste event services, as you can see from some of our affiliates on the screen. In our experience, looking at kind of globally, we have a lot of experience with a lot of different waste picker organizations and their members, and we see that those organizations that are truly successful in securing decent work and a just transition for their members tends to be in places where waste pickers are recognized in legal norms. This means that they're explicitly mentioned, defined, and assigned specific rights within policies, and assigned rights also for things like service contracts, training, access to land, infrastructure, technology, registration with accompanying benefits, and the right to participate in planning and implementation processes. We see all of these as key for a just transition. These provisions also enable waste pickers to move beyond informal picking and into other areas of the value chain, formalize their work if desired and if possible, but also advance within that value chain, like I said. Such as, for example, in the management of their own processing materials, rather than being relegated to the streets or dump sites. It also enables them to collect more materials and to keep more materials out of the environment, as here we're talking about the circular economy. So for this reason, in the context of the Plastics Treaty, we have 3 key demands at this moment in time. Sorry that it's kind of light, so you can't quite see the text down below, but those 3 key demands are to incorporate waste pickers within the text. The legal recognition is very important for setting precedents in this work. We need definitions. We need to define what is a just transition for this treaty. We need to define workers in informal and cooperative settings. And we need to define waste pickers for the treaty. And then finally, we ask that just transition be cross-referenced throughout the treaty, not just in its own section, but also in the objective as well as other sections, such as EPR, waste management, etc. You can find, we just published a report called Our Vision for a Just Transition. You can Google International Alliance of Waste Pickers, Just Transition, or INC3, and you will find all of our materials, including our Just Transition paper and the executive summary that we developed for that. So, and I welcome any conversation with you. Now, I would like to turn my attention to my esteemed colleague, Brian Gisore. He's the General Secretary of the Kenya National Waste Pickers Welfare Association, who has been fighting for a just transition for waste pickers in Kenya. And I want to just ask a few questions, Gisore, about your work. You have a program called Slums Going Green and Clean in Nairobi's Kibera community. Can you tell us a little bit about this program, briefly?
Hello again, I'm Brian Gisore, the General Secretary of Kenya National Waste Pickers Welfare Association. So, Slums Going Green and Clean is a small initiative in Kibera providing services to the informal settlement people, and we collect household waste, door-to-door household waste collection for 10,800 households. And in Kenya, we have 3 types of waste pickers: the landfill waste picker, the street waste picker, and the household waste picker. So as you can see in the pictures there, that's the food waste from the market. We also have the market. The waste pickers train few of our people to do the composting and the black soda fly.
Excellent. Can you tell me, you started this program when you were 17 years old. Can you tell me what drove you to start this program?
I started waste picking when I was in class 3. So at that time, we only used to collect nails and metal. So plastics were not that type of to be sold. And also the HDPE plastic used to be amended by the people in the community. So it was very hard for you to find plastic to sell. So while I was reaching around 16, I started reading books. And then from there we realized that we can formalize ourselves. So from there I just talked to other waste pickers that we were in the community, and then we started to do things like a formal way. And then we came together, we formed a group, and it was a youth group at that time, and we started providing the services. And as we were doing the job, we came to meet Sejad. So Sejad helped us in organizing, because they saw that you guys, you have only one voice in the slum. So what if the whole of the country, you are united and you speak in one voice? So that's how the idea of the waste pickers came through, and yeah.
Thank you, and I know it was also a response to waste really piling up in a community where you didn't have any waste collection. You've talked about the challenges in achieving decent work through this program because of the lack of financial support generally. And you can probably say that you haven't really been able to achieve a just transition for these workers in your association. What do you think would be necessary in order for you to achieve a just transition for these 300 workers in your program?
So for the 300 workers working in the informal settlement in Kibera for the Slum Going Green, and also for the whole of 46,000 membership in the Kenya National Waste Pickers Welfare Association, we could really like, for a just transition, our government to pay service fee, because most of the time waste pickers are the only people who are doing 2 jobs. We are in the value chain of the plastics, and at the same time we are providing services in the public spaces. So if you remove a waste picker in the value chain of the plastic, no one will collect, no one will trace the plastic. So, and also at the same time, we are offering the service to the public. We are doing the municipality jobs. So if we can have like a decent pay directly to the waste pickers. They can get bank accounts, and then from there, the municipality can pay them on their behalf, of doing the job on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the excellent work that you're doing. We really hope that this plastics treaty will set some standards so that organizations like yours can receive the support that they need for a just transition. Thank you. Thank you, Gisore.
Also, I would like to remember to every one of us here, also the other member states, to remember that in every country we have waste pickers, and we have over 20 million waste pickers in the world. So we can't have recycling without waste pickers. Waste pickers are the backbone of recycling, and also as Rick talking about traceability, waste pickers are the people who will trace. And also, if you guys put a value in any plastic, we will collect it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much.